There's one thing I love is movies, all types of movies. Action movies is really what I grew up watching. That's all my dad really ever had on, so that's what we watched. And so one of my favorite actors is Mr. Idris Elba, who's been rumored to be a 007, by the way. So I think he would be awesome as a 007. I'd love to see Mr. Elba as a 007. But anyway, the reason that we're here today is because Mr. Elba launched a Don't Stop Your Future campaign in the UK. Now this campaign is aimed at raising awareness because the UK has a problem. They have a knife problem. Specifically, they called it a zombie knife problem. And so Idris is out there promoting this group and well, here it is. Take a look.
We're not saying much to society, to young people, by allowing this problem to escalate. It should be going the other way. And so, outside Parliament, because, the truth is, I'm asking simply to symbolically put an absolute ban on machetes and zombie knives now, today. Why? Because I think the nation want to see that we do care about our youth. Banning knives and banning zombie knives and machetes isn't going to eradicate the problem, but what it will symbolically say is that our society has no tolerance for it. It's a real shame that every New Year's, we're seeing someone passing from knife crime, and it's bad. I'm an actor. I tell stories, okay? On New Year's Eve, while the rest of us are having a good time, someone had to knock on the door of a family and say, "I'm really sorry, your son's not coming home." Okay, that person, the paramedic that had to deal with that young person's lives affected. Okay, the families forever will have this moment, marred in their lives. And so what I'm talking about right now is how can we prevent it? What is the intervention schemes that we can put together as a society collectively and figure this out?
As you likely know, since about 1996, there was a big shooting at one of their schools there, and Parliament there, our form of government here, moved to ban guns, handguns, and so effectively they did. Did you catch when he said that they symbolically want to show the nation that they do care about their youth? So, it reminds me a little bit about some of the movements we have here in the States with the Mom's Demand. It's about the kids, always pulling at your heartstrings all the time, right? So, Elba does care about the kids. He thinks he's doing something that's going to be effective. Now, what I think is interesting about this thought process with Mr. Elba here is that he knows that banning the knives isn't going to eradicate this problem.
Banning knives and banning zombie knives and machetes isn't going to eradicate the problem.
Well, why is that? That's really the bigger question here. Why won't it eradicate the problem of teens or just people being killed by knives? Because criminals don't care, right? Criminals don't care if it's guns or knives or hammers or any blunt instrument they can get their hands on, bats, cars. Criminals will use anything they can that's at their disposal, whether it's legal or illegal. Because I'm fairly certain in the UK, it's already illegal to kill. Now, the instrument that is used to kill, well, they banned guns already, and now they're looking to ban knives. So what's next? He goes on to say is, what can we do collectively as a society to figure this out? To someone like Mr. Elba, it doesn't ever cross his mind that maybe if the people had a better way to defend themselves, they could. What could that possibly be? Maybe, I don't know. But here's the thing is, in their thought process is, if we get rid of all the dangerous things, every single thing that's possibly could kill somebody, then there will be no crime. Well, I got news for you. Criminals are still gonna have their hands, their feet, which attribute to many people being killed annually. Criminals do not care what you eradicate, what you do away with, how many bins you have, and put your knives in, put the big knives in, put the machetes in. They will find a way. Now, I'll be honest, I don't expect someone like Idris Elba to understand why the Second Amendment is so important to Americans. Pearl clutchers, you know, clutching to our guns and clutching to ammo and all these things. Well, yeah, because if someone brings a knife to a gunfight, well, that's your fault for bringing a knife to a gunfight. So, bummed that one of my favorite actors is a complete gun control guy. In summary, Idris Elba is a gun control guy. He's a gun grabber. He's no different than Mom's Demand or any of these other people who want gun control. The only difference is take out knives and insert guns. The truth of the matter is, if guns were legal in the UK, Idris Elba would be talking about gun control right now. He'd be talking about what we can do as a society to keep our youth safe. Well, I can tell you that the statistics are pretty clear about self-defense gun use in this country. And I believe the stats that FBI put out on this thing called the internet is 60,000 to 2.5 million. Matter of fact, those numbers were so good and so monstrous in defense of gun use to save your life or somebody else's life that the CDC was pressured by a gun control group to take that down, and they did. So that's a different video that you can look at right here. So, bummer, but it is what it is, and so we carry on. But I still hope he gets that role for 007, and I'll probably check that out if he does. I think he would be solid. The Founding Fathers knew what they were doing when they empowered you with the Second Amendment and gave you the ultimate tool to defend your life and your family's life with it. So do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when next one of these videos comes out. And thank you for watching. Oh, and lastly, if you want to get some of this merch right here, any dads out there, hit me up in the comments.